Welcome to Cager TV, home of Cager basketball. My name is Coach Hampshire. I'm the head coach of the Cagers, and we're really excited to do this little segment. Each week we're going to try to do something that kind of highlight the team or highlight what we're doing with Cager basketball and put it out there for people to see. Because it's a really cool thing what we got going on over here. And so we're going to do this every week, so look for it on our website, www.cagersbasketball.weebly.com. Coming in the studio is Mason Hampshire. He would be my nephew. He is the #1 fan of the Cagers. Last year, he helped us out, right? A little bit, being the ball boy manager, kind of helped me on the bench a little bit. So we're excited to have him here today. So what we're going to do is to make this kind of a official, unofficial type of setting, kind of like Sports Center. Mason is going to ask me some questions as we talk about what Cager basketball is all about. So Mason, take it away.
Okay, Coach. What is Cager basketball?
Cager basketball is a club basketball team located in Orrville, Ohio.
So, very good. Now, who of the people is eligible to play?
The Cager basketball team is for players who are in grades 9 through 12 who are not currently on a high school team. That means they're not playing for their respective high schools. It could be anybody from a homeschool kid, we have a couple on our team, to kids who are just not playing for their team. There could be 100 reasons why they're not playing, but they're not on there. We also take kids from that go to alternative schools that don't have a basketball team. We give them an opportunity to play.
Where are practices held?
Practices and games, we have 3 home games this year, are held at OCC, which would be Orrville Christian Church. They have been wonderful to work with. Pastor Molpus down there, Linda Holmes, have been unbelievable to work with. They like what we're doing here, and they're very supportive. So we're glad to be using their facility.
Now, so saying on the schedule, who do the Cagers play?
The Cagers we play a 12 to 15 game schedule. We play teams that are within about an hour radius that are private or Christian schools. We play a couple homeschool teams out of Cleveland. We travel to up to Elyria, down to Coshocton, here locally within about 20 minutes. So we have a pretty competitive schedule. They're all high school teams with high school players. And so it's really neat that we have this opportunity. Plus, we get to play, and this year we get to play in one tournament, one in-season tournament over the New Year's down at Faith Christian Academy.
That's very good. So what would be the benefits and why would they want to play for the Cager basketball club?
Well, #1, it gives kids an opportunity to play that aren't currently playing. There's a lot of kids out there who want to play basketball, who like to play basketball, but just aren't on their team, but they want to still be competitive. This gives that outlet for them. We play a competitive schedule. With that, we expect, coaching staff expects excellence. And there's a lot of programs that may not do that. We expect it. So it's a competitive schedule with expectation of excellence, a safe environment. You know, we're at OCC in Orrville, Ohio, super safe.
It's a church, right?
It's a church, yeah. It's a great gym, phenomenal lighting, great flooring, the whole 9 yards. And what we teach, how we approach the game, which you'll see in future videos, as we'll dissect that, is the environment is very, very safe. We have a flexible time schedule. We're not 7 days a week or 6 days a week. We do not play on Wednesdays, do anything on Wednesdays. We don't do anything on Sundays. And Fridays and Saturdays, there's not much going on during the season there. So most of our games are Monday through Thursday, with a couple Friday games, a couple Saturday games, but it's not 7 days a week. We have character integrated coaching. I've been doing this about 20 years. I've had a lot of opportunity to coach at the college level, the high school level, and work on integrating character into our drills, into our the fabric of the whole program. And also too, you get team gear. This is part of our team gear, which players will get nice, kind of not quite like it's kind of like a dry fit type of material, a little bit.
Nike kind of.
Nike kind of sweatshirt, hoodie, team shorts, shooting shirt. So team gear is pretty nice.
Yeah.
So a lot of benefits for playing Cager basketball.
So, I mean, it all sounds really great, but nothing's free. How much does it cost, Coach?
Yeah, nothing's free. Nothing's free. Each player is going to cost $150. And you're like, oh no, coach, that's way too much. We can't afford it.
What does that cover, Coach?
Well, hold on. $150 is about what a lot of people pay for a pair of shoes. I don't know how much LeBrons are, or KD's, or Kyrie's, but
About the same.
they're up in that range. So for a price of a pair of shoes, you can get a total 15 game schedule, competitive, character integrated coaching, a safe environment, all that for $150. I don't make a dime on the whole thing. It all goes toward referees' fees. It all goes toward things that we need for the team, and team gear. So I don't make anything on it. It basically covers our costs of the whole season.
So say kids want to play. When are the tryouts and when are the tryouts in open gyms and stuff?
Okay, well, we have our open gyms. We have 2 of them. I know it's short notice, but open gyms are going to be this Saturday from 4 to 5 at the Orville Multi-Purpose Building. This from 4 to 5. I made it a little bit later because I want to watch the Buckeyes whip up on the Wolverines. So we're going to watch a Buckeyes game, then go play for an hour. And we have one Sunday from 2 to 3 at the same spot, the Multi-Purpose Gym at Orville High School. And then Monday, the 28th, and Tuesday the 29th are our tryouts. And anybody can try out as long as they're a high school kid and don't play on their high school roster. They can come try out, and we'll go from there. So a lot of opportunity to play basketball these next couple days.
What is the team based on? Like good characters, or I see that you have a Cager Code. What is the Cager Code about, and what is the Cager Code?
The Cager Code is something I picked up from actual code. I renamed it the Cager Code. I picked it from a head coach in Pennsylvania named Steve Lammy. He's a head coach at Grove City College, and I actually played for him and coached for him at Grove City. He's a great man, runs a great program. He's a phenomenal coach at the Division III level. And I took this from him because it's something that binds the team. So no matter where you come from, if you're black or white or rich or poor or from this side of town, that side of the county, or wherever, this binds the team like glue. Essentially, it's 8 principles. Okay, now you were part of it last year because I coached your team in the 6th grade.
Yeah.
And so I made these guys, they had to memorize the code. As every player at Cagers has to memorize this code because I believe it's that important. Okay, point number 1. See if you can remember.
Listen with their eyes and ears.
Listen with their eyes and ears. I think that's important. The second thing, we run on the floor. You know, it's not a lot of practice time. We only practice twice a week. We don't get a lot of conditioning in. So the whole point of the part of this is we run on the floor. On and off to drill, to get a drink of water, come back on. So we get our conditioning that way a little bit. Plus, during the game, the thing that bothers me the most is people lollygagging off the floor. If they're lollygagging, it drives me insane. So we run on the floor.
Why does everybody need to be on time for everything? That's number 3. Why do they need to be on time?
Because, number 1, I want them on time because we don't have a lot of time we only have a set time in a gym to practice, a set time to do things, so if we get there on time, we'll end on time. I believe it's important to be on time. I think that is part of life. Got to pay your bills on time, got to show up to work on time, so let's get in a good habit now.
So when you're responsible for actions, like, what does that mean, and what would that mean in an actual game?
Well, if you're responsible for your actions, you know, if you're watching NBA, every time there's a foul committed, they always go, "Oh, it wasn't me. It was him." They always make excuses. "Oh, no, we're responsible for that. You make a foul, you make a foul." You know, you make a bad pass, you make a bad pass. You take ownership of it. You're responsible for that. But you know what? If you make a good pass, you're responsible for that one too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you make a great play, you're responsible for that. So those, again, your actions have consequences, and just be responsible for them. It's pretty simple.
Number 5 says, we communicate, encourage, and acknowledge. Why do you need to communicate, encourage, and acknowledge, Coach?
Great question. Well, we communicate, encourage, and acknowledge our teammates. There's a lot of teams out there that don't talk. They do not communicate. They just play the game without any... Well, the great teams talk and communicate. If Mason here gives me a great pass and I make the shot, if I point my finger at him, I'm communicating to him, "Hey, thanks for the pass. Okay? If I give Mason a high five,
Ciao.
okay? That's communicating, encouraging, acknowledging. Awesome job on that pick. Fantastic defensive possession. Whatever that is, it builds you up. It builds the team up. There's something about that morale. If a team does that, and I've seen it, I've done this for years, a team does that, takes that to heart, you go up to the next level.
We will never, number 6 says, we will never tolerate anything less than our best effort from ourselves and our teammates. What does that mean, and why does it affect the team so greatly?
Well, the first part, we never tolerate anything less than our best effort from ourselves first. That means play at your best all the time. You're going to make mistakes, and that's part of it. Everybody makes mistakes. LeBron James makes mistakes. KD makes mistakes. But play at your best all the time. Expect that. Don't allow yourself to say, oh, well, I just had a bad game, blah, blah, blah. No. Expect it out of yourself. And then expect it out of your teammates. So if I expect it out of my teammate, that teammate's going to expect it out of me. I'm not going to want to let him down, and vice versa. Our play is going to elevate. So if I expect Mason here, my teammate, if I expect him to stop his guy on defense, buddy, then I better stop my guy on defense too, because if I expect it out of him, I better expect it out of myself, and vice versa.
So it's a double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword, you got it. Good analogy.
Number 7, we find solutions, not excuses. We always see the NBA players, they make excuses after games. Oh, the refs are terrible. Why do you need to find solutions in a game? Like, if you're having a bad game and need help, don't make excuses. What does it mean for the team?
Well, to find a solution rather than to find an excuse. This world today is made of excuses. Everybody's pointing the finger, pointing the blame. Oh, I can't do this because, oh, the government won't allow me, or, oh, I'm this, or I'm in this. No. Forget the excuse. Let's find a solution to the problem. Okay, things happen in a ball game. Sometimes the refs, they make a bad call. Sometimes the other team is, they throw a defense out there that you can't solve. Well, instead of complaining about it, let's find a solution to that problem. Maybe we need to tweak our offense a little bit, get to a better spot to beat that zone. Or maybe we need to figure out, okay, the refs are going to call it tight this game. Then we need to play that way. So if you find solutions, it takes your mind off the bad things and put your focus on what could be. What is the solution to this problem?
That's very good. Number 8 says we do and say the right thing. Does that mean like encouraging your teammates, or just like when you go outside, don't complain? Or does it mean don't yell at your teammates if they make a bad shot, work with them to encourage it? What does it truly mean for the coach and for your players?
Well, to do and say the right thing all the time. All the examples you just gave, hey, don't complain. That's not saying the right thing. Don't yell at your teammates. That's not saying the right thing. How about you encourage your teammate? How about you make the right decision off the court? Maybe your mom or dad says something and you want to fire back a comment. Well, let's do and say the right thing. Maybe you are tempted to make a bad choice in life. Go down that wrong path of drugs and alcohol and being promiscuous. Well, do the right thing. If you do the right thing, chances are you're going to keep yourself in a lot of heartache.
So that's saying like you aren't going to go up to your teammate to scream at his face off, because then if you miss a shot, that almost gives him permission so it comes back full circle.
Yeah, it comes back full circle. If I do and say the right thing to my teammate, chances are he'll do and say the right thing to me. Now, these 8 principles that we just went over are the thing that binds the team. And it's a work in progress. It takes a while to start to really grab a hold of these principles. But when a team does this, and I've experienced it, when a team does this, they play at a higher level than they could possibly play at. And last year's team, your team, was an example of that. We went over there, we had a great season on the Worcester Parks and Rec League in 6th grade when you were in 6th grade. And we played at a high level, a very, very high level, because we actually did this stuff.
Yeah, that's very true.
So,
anything else you want to say?
Well, I think we're going to wrap it up for today's show. hope you got a little information what Cager basketball is, about the code, what we expect, how this operates. And again, if you're a player, you're going to try out for the team on Monday or Tuesday, you have to memorize this before our first game. So it's pretty easy. Basically 8 sentences. You know, and if you apply this to the Cagers and your life, you'll be a much better man.
Well, thank you for your time, Coach.
Appreciate the interview.
Hope you have a great season, and good luck.
All right. Go Cagers.
RenderForce.com